Selena Gomez just set social media on fire. Her new look dropped online, and within minutes, every platform erupted. Praise, hate, chaos everywhere. It wasn't just a glow-up, it was a statement. Then, while the internet obsessed over her transformation, Justin Bieber started trending too, for a completely different reason. Clips from his latest stream resurfaced, showing him opening up about guilt, jealousy, and how he's treated Hailey. Two stories collided in real time, Selena rising higher than ever, and Justin unraveling in front of millions. One woman glowing, one man confessing, and the world watching both. The internet wasn't ready for Selena Gomez's return. One post? That's all it took. Within minutes, her photos went viral, timelines froze, and every gossip page turned her name into a headline. It wasn't just another celebrity selfie, it was a power move. The lighting, the styling, the confidence, everything screamed evolution. Selena didn't just show up, she showed dominance. People couldn't stop talking. Some said she looked unrecognizable, others said she'd never looked better. But beneath the chaos, there was something deeper, a quiet energy that felt like healing. This wasn't about proving anything to her past, not to Justin, not to anyone. It was about reclaiming her space, on her terms. I saw the shift instantly. The tone online changed, admiration mixed with obsession, and every post about her felt bigger than beauty. Then Grimes stepped in, publicly defending her against the body shamers, turning the moment into something bigger than just aesthetics. Selena didn't clap back or post a cryptic quote. She didn't have to. Her silence was the message, calm, powerful, and untouchable. It wasn't a comeback, it was a reminder. Selena never left. She just leveled up. One fan commented, "Selena looks like she finally found peace, and that scares people more than anything." That hit hard because it's true. Confidence without chaos always intimidates the internet. Another wrote, "Every time she grows, people drag her back to the past." I couldn't agree more. Her glow-up wasn't just physical, it was emotional. It showed that growth makes some people uncomfortable, especially when it's genuine. Justin's confession hit the internet like a storm. In the middle of his Twitch stream, he started talking about how he could be impatient, dismissive, and sometimes completely unaware of how his actions hurt Hailey. It wasn't a neatly packaged apology or some PR stunt. It was raw, shaky, and uncomfortable to watch. His tone cracked as he admitted, "I can really be insensitive sometimes, but I'm learning." You could feel the weight of his words. For years, people speculated about their marriage, about how distant or cold he seemed in public, and then suddenly, here he was, sitting behind a screen, peeling back his pride in real time. I remember watching that clip and realizing this wasn't just about Hailey, it was about him facing everything he'd avoided for years. He even mentioned how Hailey doesn't like him sharing too much of their relationship, which made the whole thing feel even more real, like we were witnessing a moment that wasn't meant to be performed. I think it caught people off guard because it was the first time he didn't try to look perfect. He just sounded human, a little broken, but finally honest. One fan commented, "This is the Justin people have been waiting to see, not the performer, the person." And honestly, that summed it up perfectly. Another wrote, "Owning your mistakes doesn't erase the past, but it shows growth." That line stayed with me, because for the first time, it didn't feel like Justin was seeking forgiveness. It felt like he was finally forgiving himself. Justin's next clip hit even harder. He admitted that sometimes he still gets jealous. Jealous of other men, jealous of people whose lives seem more stable, and jealous of the calm he hasn't found yet. It wasn't loud or dramatic, just brutally honest. The words slipped out like something he'd been holding in for years, and the internet caught every second. His fans defended him, saying it takes courage to admit that kind of insecurity in public. Others called it a cry for help disguised as reflection. I watched the clip twice, trying to understand whether it was regret or relief that flashed across his face. It almost felt like he was talking more to himself than to anyone watching. There was this strange mix of confession and therapy in his tone, like he wasn't seeking forgiveness, but trying to process everything he's lost. I think this was the moment people stopped seeing him as the picture-perfect husband and started realizing that maybe Justin's still learning how to love without breaking himself first. One fan commented, "He's not jealous of other men. He's jealous of the version of himself he can't get back." That hit deep because it felt true. Another wrote, This isn't about Selena or Hailey, it's about Justin versus his own past. And honestly, that's exactly what it looked like. A man finally confronting the reflection he's been avoiding for too long. Hailey's interview dropped quietly, but within hours, it became one of the most discussed moments of the week. For the first time in a while, she wasn't talking about drama, brands, or shade. She was talking about her real life. She admitted she has full-time help caring for her son and said she's not ashamed of it. That single line started a wave. Some praised her for being honest about how motherhood actually looks when you're balancing fame and business. Others accused her of flaunting privilege. The truth, though, landed somewhere in the middle. I watched the full interview, and it didn't feel like bragging. It sounded like someone owning her choices. She said if she didn't have help, she wouldn't be able to maintain her career or her sanity. And honestly, that makes sense. Being the wife of Justin Bieber comes with pressure most people can't imagine. Every move she makes is watched, dissected, and criticized. Having support doesn't make her less of a mother, it makes her human. Then came the Botox topic, a conversation everyone expected her to dodge, but she didn't. Hailey revealed she doesn't have any facial Botox except for a medical reason in her jaw, and she's decided to wait until her 30s before considering cosmetic procedures. She even mentioned her mom's natural beauty as her biggest inspiration, saying, "My mom does nothing to her skin, and she looks amazing." I think that surprised a lot of people. In a world where perfection sells, Hailey's honesty felt almost rebellious. She wasn't trying to sound superior, she was just being transparent. And maybe that's what people needed to hear, that even someone living in luxury is still searching for balance, confidence, and peace in her own reflection. Just when everyone thought things were finally calming down, one small emoji reignited the internet's favorite feud. A TikTok surfaced showing someone at a Justin Bieber event using a rare beauty product, and the official Rare Beauty account left a simple heart eyes emoji under the post. That was all it took. Within minutes, fan pages, gossip accounts, and news outlets turned that single emoji into breaking news. Was Selena subtly trolling her ex? Was it a social media intern making a mistake? Nobody cared about the truth. The speculation was louder. The reactions were ruthless. Some Bieber fans accused Selena of being obsessed with Justin, saying she couldn't move on even after her marriage to Benny Blanco. Others claimed it was harmless, just brand engagement blown out of proportion. I watched the chaos unfold, and it was unreal how fast one harmless comment spiraled into a digital battlefield. Screenshots flooded X, Instagram stories turned into subtweets, and both fan bases were on full defense mode. Then rumors started spreading that a group of Selena fans were seen outside Hailey Bieber's house, wearing masks inspired by a recent magazine cover. I don't know if that's true, but even the rumor alone showed how far things had gone. What began as a beauty brand rivalry was now blurring into something darker, obsession disguised as loyalty. I think that's what people forget. Fan wars might start online, but they rarely stay there. The heart eyes emoji wasn't just a comment, it was a spark. And once it lit the internet, there was no turning back. What should have been a harmless moment of engagement turned into another chapter in the never-ending saga of Selena versus Hailey, a story the internet just refuses to let die. After all the chaos, the comments, the clips, and the headlines, one question keeps echoing through every post. Who's really winning in this story? Selena, Justin, and Hailey have all evolved, yet somehow they're still chained to the same triangle the internet won't stop feeding. On the surface, Selena looks unstoppable. Her music, her business, her peace. But even with that success, people won't let her story breathe without dragging Justin's name into it. Justin, on the other hand, seems caught between self-awareness and old habits. His confessions made him more relatable, sure, but they also reopened wounds he's been trying to hide. Every word he says about guilt or jealousy gets twisted into a headline. And Hailey, she's trying to redefine herself in a world that constantly compares her to someone else. Her honesty about motherhood and beauty shows growth, but no matter what she says, it somehow circles back to Selena. I think that's the saddest part. None of them are really winning. Not when every move becomes a meme and every silence becomes a statement. Fame gave them everything except freedom. Maybe the real win is learning to live above the noise, to stop explaining, to stop reacting. Because at this point, the only way to win this story is to stop playing it. And that's where we are. 3 lives tangled in a story the internet refuses to close. Selena rising with grace, Justin searching for peace, and Hailey finding her own truth in between. Each chapter showed a side of fame most people never see, the pressure, the judgment, the humanity beneath it all. Maybe there's no villain here, just people trying to survive the spotlight. But now I want to hear from you. Who do you think handled it best? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this wild saga.